Good morning, you guys. It is I. I am here doing Growing Gratitude out in public in the real world. I had a haircut this morning, so you can see my hair is still wet from my haircut. Um, but yeah, it was like, I don't know. I was really looking forward to getting it because I was feeling like, hair. Too much hair, too much stuff happening. Anyway, so I just got my hairs cut off and I didn't want to be too late. So here I am at our little coffee shack, and I'm sure you can hear all the people talking in the background. And I really hope they're ignoring me doing this because it's always embarrassing for me. Anyway, so I am here in the sunshine because today I had a haircut, and I am then going to be helping out here at the shack because we are introducing brunch today. I'm so excited. We're like doing all of these cool, fun things that Antonio and I have only talked about. And now that we've talked about it and it's becoming real, it's just very cool. It's exhausting, but very cool. Any case, so welcome to Growing Gratitude, which is, of course, the weekly time when I come to you very publicly and talk about the things that I am grateful for in my life, no matter how crappy my week is. And this week, without exception, as the last 4 weeks have been, was exhausting. Hi, Morgan. um, just exhausting. And I'm sorry that that's the background, but if I turn the other way, which has a better background, then the sun, I'm in the shade like this, and you can't see my face, which actually feels nice to me, but I'm sure would look terrible for you guys. Anyway, so I'll continue. Here we are. Growing gratitude, I hope will help me kind of recenter this week because it was a tough one. It was exhausting. I think it's week 3 without a day off at this point, and that is exhausting. Um, Exhausting to the point where this week I finally had like a mini melt shutdown burnout thing, right? Hey Bernard, hi Stevie, and um, I'm so distracted by these other people talking. I hope they'll stop talking. Okay, um, so yes, what was I talking about? It's got to come back. Oh, right. So my mini thing this week, I don't know what to call it. It was like a warning episode. I think my hair is too short, you guys. Anyway, do you? Okay, because I feel like it's a little too short, but maybe not. I feel like it makes my face look fat, you guys. That's how I feel like when it's too short, like my face looks fat. Anyway, so um, I was, I'm like on week 3 with no days off and all of that crap and nonsense that goes on with that. And what I figured out on Friday, oh, thank you, Stevie. And when I woke up on Friday morning, I was, I don't know how to describe it. I felt like what I felt like before I had to go to school in like middle school. And, oh, did you just see Antonio in the back? There he is. He doesn't even know that he was just on TV. On TV. Anyway, um, here we go. Um, but yeah, so I woke up on Friday and I was feeling really just my stomach was in knots and all over my body felt a particular way that I recognized at a certain point was that feeling we get in or I used to get in middle school when I had to go to school and I was just out of spoons and I didn't have the language for out of spoons and I didn't have um, an understanding of it. My family certainly didn't, and so it would always be like you had to force and push through. School is your job until you have a job, and then your job is your job was the whole rule. And so I had to like get up, and I remember I would have to like push through sickness so many times, and then at a certain point of pushing through all of it, I would actually begin to have the physical symptoms of not feeling well. So I'd begin to vomit or have diarrhea or some other GI upset arranged area. And that's what happened to me on Friday. So what I realized is that physical feeling, which I haven't felt in quite some time, actually, that particularly exact. And that feeling to me is about that like a trauma response. And then I thought to myself, well, what if it's a warning and not a trauma response? What if it's a warning that I'm getting to the point where I truly need rest? And if I don't take rest, I'm going to crash. So by Friday morning, I was really just, my stomach was such a mess, and it was like 10 minutes from leaving the house to go to the vet's office, and I thought to myself, you know what, you guys, I'm gonna crash if I do this. I'm gonna have to call out. And so for the first time in months, in fact, the first time since I started working at the vet's office, I actually had to call out. So as I sit on the cusp of a new schedule coming up, because once again I've had to, still in transition, you guys, once again I had to change my schedule. So I'm now down to one day at the vet's office, which at first I was annoyed about and kind of really just resentful about. But now I'm thinking, as I had the week that I had this week, it may be necessary and not even an option, right? And so, grateful, I guess, for that. Yeah, I'm gonna call that one a gratitude. I'm gonna say that my first gratitude of the week goes to the fact that in this last schedule change, that I've ended up with one less day in the vet's office. And what I've been thinking about it is that, first of all, I need it physically, and I have to be grateful for it. That it's just happening, and I'm not having a crash that is. I'm not anticipating or having a crash that is enforcing that change. Do you understand? You guys understand. So I'm grateful for that piece. And then I'm also grateful that it's like sort of the universe's way of reminding me that I'm trying to focus on too many things and that I might be pulling myself off alignment, if that makes sense. So, like, I feel like I was expending too much energy and too many spoons doing that many days at the vet's office, not leaving myself enough spoons to do the things that I'm working on, that are the alignment pieces, right? That are the things that are here, the icky guy, right? So, grateful for that, looking at it as an opportunity to try it out and see how it works, because again, I'm going to need to be here on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And so that leaves me with Tuesday and Wednesday for CAS stuff, which is perfect. And then possibly a day off. Maybe. We'll see if we can wrangle that in. But I think that's going to layer out really nice. And what I have to remember is sometimes that the universe forces these changes upon us. Like it's like, you're not listening to me. You're not hearing the little signs. You're not paying attention to the small things. And because you're not, I'm going to give you a big thing to remind you, you idiot, you have to be paying attention to the small things all the time. And that's how I think that my version of the universe talks to me. I just want you to know that that's how the universe speaks to me. And that really kind of, listen, shut your face, Becky. You don't know what you're talking about, way. So that's what happens in my head. Um, and I thought, okay, that it's time to have a gratitude even for those thinking patterns. So the awareness of these little signals that my body has, or the larger signals, that I should have been paying attention to the smaller signals, and all of that lovely stuff that happens all the time. But it was definitely, my body signals were telling me that I needed that rest. So I ended up taking that day, and it ended up working out perfectly, because the day after I still had to be at the vet's office again. So that was yesterday. So I took off Friday. I was at the vet's office all day yesterday. Last night we had game night here, so I was here till really late. And then I finally have today off, and I got a haircut, and I actually have a longtime friend, and I don't say this stuff often, I don't often talk about my social life because I don't really have one. Surprise. But I do have friends on the interwebs and the computer, as we all do, and sometimes we get the luck and I guess the alignment of the universe to let us end up to be in some place we're going to be together at the same time, and we get to meet these people on occasion in real life, and I am having that today, and I am so grateful for that. I met this friend of mine in an entrepreneur group, of all places, right? I was like just starting out in business, and I was needing to learn those skill sets and how to ask for money, how to bill people and invoice and all of those things. And in doing that, I met some people that I am now very close with. One of whom is my coach that I talk about all the time, right? That she's the coach that I refer to. And then the other one is, she was another client of this coach's, and the three of us just became really good friends, and we sort of have traveled from group to group with each other, and have sort of watched each other evolve all over the last, I think it's been almost 5 years now. And she's here in Colorado. She came to see a concert at Red Rocks, and she made time to drive up here and see me. And so we're going to be having brunch together today here at the cafe, and I'll be meeting her for the first time in real life. And I find that to be extremely, extremely exciting. And so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, so that's another gratitude for today because I'm really excited about that. And I'm also like super excited that we're doing brunch because they're making French toast, and I love French toast. So I have a little tiny gratitude for being able to have French toast today because I do love it, and that will be delicious. So that's another little gratitude about today. I'm trying to wrangle back all of my positive thoughts because it's been such a fucking struggle this week. It was just, I was on the struggle, I was driving the struggle bus, it felt like. And it was just a really tough week for me this week, I have to say. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I'm sort of at the um, end of my spoons, and so I'm needing to do a little regrouping here, right? So I'm working on that piece, and I'm grateful that I do now have the skill sets to do that, and I will be doing that, and I will share more of that with you guys on Being Back Alive because I think it's an important lesson in that space for us to talk about. But we're in gratitude, so I know I wrote a few things down. I gotta see if I remember to talk about all of the things. Let me see. Oh, here's one. Okay, so as a neurodivergent person, I want to say, but more specifically as an autistic person, I think we all have little signs from the world, the universe that we look for, little things that we consider to be good luck and weird and whatever. And I have that thing about numbers. For me, finding certain numbers together or having certain numbers appear and things like that is something that I think is really fun when I notice, and it's sort of a thing. And so one of the things that I've done for, I don't know, since I was maybe a little kid, I think probably since I was about like 6 or 8 years old, and ever since I could read the clock, right? And a digital clock, because it goes at 4 o'clock, at 4:28, it's my birthday, right? So 4:28 p.m. or 4:28 a.m. if I happen to be up, right? That's my birthday time. And it's something that I usually call out when I see it or whatever. Well, currently, you guys, I have 428 subscribers right here on YouTube. And when I saw that, I took a little picture of it and I made a big circle of it because I was like, oh, what, I'm sure other people look to numbers like 500 and 1,000 or 10,000 or whatever luck they have on their YouTube channels with their numbers. But I saw 428 and I was like, yes, what a good number of subscribers, 428. So thank you to my 428 subscribers who are watching, or if you are catching up on this. I really appreciate your support, and thank you so much for watching my videos, for sharing them, commenting, liking them, and subscribing to the channel. I really do appreciate that because I do remember quite some years ago when I just moved to Colorado and I started doing YouTube. That I had in the beginning 25 subscribers. So I am grateful to all of you who have taken the time to support my work, come and watch, and just subscribe, just participate in the resources that I create for us. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I think those are my gratitudes for this week, you guys. It was a good week. I always have my usual gratitudes. Always grateful for Antonio. Always grateful for my pets and all of those things. Grateful to have food on my table and a place to sleep at night and all of that stuff. But these are my bigger gratitudes for this week. I've got some work to do, you guys. Can you tell? Right? And you see, it doesn't end. And so when I tell you that it's work and it's work all the time, I want you to know that I do the work all the time. And I have some work to do now, right? There's some learning to do about this particular section of the transition, right? All of this schedule changing has definitely played a big part in all of this. It's something that I have talked to Antonio about and mentioned to him about how this has to be it for a while. Like I can't, especially as I head into seasonal depression, I can't mess around. And I'm just not capable of too much more changing around and such. And so we've had that conversation, and now I have to kind of move forward. So hopefully this last shift will be the last one, and will have found that balance that I'm looking for, that peace that I've been trying to find. Every attempt is worth it. Everyone teaches us a lesson, right? Did I feel good on Friday? Fuck no. I felt like ass on Friday. And let me tell you, I didn't feel too much better yesterday. Okay. And I could be mad at myself, and I could be unkind to myself, and I could tell myself I know better and how did I get there and all of those things. Or I can remember to be kind to myself and say, hey, you know, you took a risk and you stepped out of your comfort zone and you're trying something, and so it didn't work, but what about it didn't work and what did it teach you? Right? So I can't be mad at myself for having Friday. What I can be is attentive, and I can make changes from what I'm learning from it, and I can do all of those things. And so that's the work I'll be doing this week, and I'm certain I will have something to talk about on Wednesday for being back alive that will be along this realm. There's things that we need to talk about and what I'm learning so that I can share it with you. Oh, happy 428, Bernard. Thank you. I appreciate that. Really excited to have you guys. Really excited about that number of subscribers for whatever reason. Not that I wouldn't love 4,280 just as much. That would be fantabulous. So if you are watching and haven't yet subscribed, I would love your subscription on a way to get me to 4,280. Until then, I am going to go and enjoy the rest of my Sunday. And as you can see, my hair is already dry. That's what living in Colorado is like. Like, they always are like, oh, do you want me to blow dry your hair? No, I'm outside for like 10 minutes and my hair is dry. Why would I put a hair dryer to it? All right, anyway, I have to go home and get used to this haircut, which I feel is too short and is making my face look fat. And I'm going to try and get past that and get used to it. And I'm going to go take a shower and take care of myself a little bit. And then I'll be meeting my friend. And I'm so excited. If you follow me on Facebook or on Instagram, maybe I'll post a picture on there. If you don't, you should. So head over to beccalory.com right now, BECCALORY.com, and you can subscribe to those things from right there. You can also check out the Ko-Fi store, the Self-Defined Living course, my seminars, which the boundary seminars, you guys, not only did I learn a shit ton putting it together for the boundary seminar, but I'm already getting feedback that people are like, yes, we needed this. So if you missed it, it is up for purchase now. The recording, you can go ahead and watch it right now. You could go over to beccalory.com, register, and watch right now after I'm done. So that is there, as are all the other seminars from months past. Anything else I'm really doing. My writing is there, all of it. And of course the contact page, which does send an email directly to me, so feel free to use that. Or you can email me directly at info@beccalory.com. Until then, you guys, please comment wherever you're seeing this video. Thumbs up mean a ton, shares mean even more, and I just absolutely appreciate your subscriptions. Go out there, have a good rest of your Sunday. Make it a point to do your gratitudes. I don't care how you do it. Do it online like I do it. Write it down in a journal. Shout it out to nature in the middle of nowhere. Tell it at the dinner table. Don't really care. Just really take a moment to sit down and consciously think about the things that got you through this week, the gratitudes that you have, no matter how crappy your week is, because they're there, you're just not seeing them. Until then, I will see you guys out and about on the interwebs, of course, and I will see you on Wednesday for Being Back Alive, and then I'll be back here next Sunday for the next Growing Gratitude. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a great Sunday. Get out there and seek joy, share joy, create joy, all the joys, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye.